missing someone. Love with all your heart. Missing someone. Love with heart.
What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren, and in this week's video I'm going to be showing you how I created this pastel pink on my client. This color was actually a color correction. She originally had put like a pretty bright blue on herself at home, and at that time she was out of state. It faded pretty green, so she went to a different salon and they tried to strip the color. It turned into a lighter green, and to cancel out that green, the hairdresser had put on like a pinky purple, but that pinky purple was pretty vibrant. And so today you'll see what she came in to me looking like and what I did to create this pastel pink. Alrighty, so here's my client's before, and you can see here that when she came to me, her hair, the previous pink and purple in her hair is still super vibrant in some areas. So I'm gonna have to try to remove that with some blank canvas. She did tell me that the hairdresser that did her hair out of state did use Pulp Riot, so I'm gonna be using some blank canvas to try and get that out. So during our consultation, my client had told me that she eventually needed to go back to blonde or some sort of natural color just because she was going to be starting school soon. So I told her that this may take a couple sessions depending on her hair and if it can take it and how much of the purple we could remove today. From the intro there, you could see that we got her to a pastel pink from this. But it was quite the struggle. We couldn't go to blonde right away because there was still some color that was being a little bit stubborn. And you'll see later in the clip in this video that when you try to lift out purple as far as like with Pulp Riot using like blank canvas, a lot of times you'll run into the hair turning green when you try to lift out the purple, and that's really common, and it's just something that you kind of have to express to your client and let them know and kind of set their expectations up for realistic expectations so that they understand that it might take a couple sessions or that they might not be leaving blonde right away depending on how vibrant their creative color is. So for my client's highlights, I started in the back near the nape of the neck and took horizontal sections all the way up towards the top of the head, and then took the front sides as well horizontally until I got to that top front hairline, and I did that money piece separately. And I'm just weaving out whatever dark pieces that she had and creating a weave pattern that I can follow for her next appointment. And for her lightener formula, I am using the Pulp Riot Blonde AF. I started with 10 vol in the back and bumped my way all the way up to 25 vol. I like to mix my lightener 1 to 2 so I get a nice thick consistency so that my foils do not slip. And as I highlight all of my clients, I like to pick out any previously colored hairs so that I can prevent any breakage or overlapping. And for my client's money piece, I went ahead and did 4 baby lights back to back. And this was to create a soft money piece, something that wasn't too bold, but bold enough to have the color frame her face. And as I get to my client's sides here, you can see that my weave pattern throughout her head is about a medium-sized weave. I like to take about a medium-sized weave so that I can easily see my weave pattern when I go back in her next appointment. This way it's easy for me to pick up the dark pieces that I had left out so that my sections are clean and I don't overlap. So you may have noticed that when I'm folding my foils, I like to fold my foil up twice. I only like to fold up my foil up twice if I'm only retouching the root, because I don't like to fold the foil where the lightener is. That way the hair can process evenly. If you start to crease the foil where there's already product on the foil, where the fold is, that tends to process a little bit warmer than the rest. Another foiling tip is that I like to fold my foil and leave the flap on the underneath of my foil. That way, after I do my 2 folds right here, I like to readjust that under flap, make it bigger so that it prevents any of my foils bleeding, and then I lock in the sides for extra hold. I think it's really important whenever you're trying to do color corrections like these to do a very thorough consultation with your client. By thorough, I mean kind of give them different options of what their hair could look like after the appointment, because honestly, I wasn't really sure how much of this pink and purple was going to come out. So I gave her every possible solution that I thought her hair would go towards, and during the whole process we kind of saw how light it got and decided from there what we could do with her hair. And I think it's really important to educate your clients when doing color services like this so that they're happy with the outcome, because you've already explained to them what their hair would probably look like, worst case scenario and best case scenario. Once my client's foils were done processing, I went ahead and mixed up some blank canvas for her mids and ends. I mixed up blank canvas with 15 vol 1 to 3, and I left it on for about 15-20 minutes, and you can see how much of the old purple kind of came out and faded to a nice lighter green. With blank canvas, it's a lot gentler than using bleach to remove creative colors, so I like doing this over lightener just to help the integrity of the hair, and sometimes you can do multiple rounds of blank canvas just depending on your client's hair and whether or not they can take it. And then for my client's toner formula, I mixed up 7-1 from Faction 8. I mixed that 1 to 2 with 6 Vol for her root shade. And then for her mids and ends, I went ahead and mixed the rapid toners. I used Rosegold and the new Pale Pink. And I mixed that up with 6 Vol, 1 to 2 as well. And here is the client's after. You can see how beautiful and pastel the rose gold and pale pink made her hair and canceled all of that green out that was on her hair. And hopefully when this fades, it will fade back to blonde. There has been cases with other clients that sometimes the green can be a little bit stubborn. And in that case, I just tell my clients that they just need to come back in and maybe do another session of a pink color, and then that should probably cancel out all of the green. But usually when doing Pulp Riot and using their products, I've never had that happen. I've only had that happen when my client had some old green from a different company. So I was pretty confident that she was gonna fade blonde and be super happy with it. Well, I hope you guys learned something new, and as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode, and I will talk to you guys next week.